All right, what's going on, guys? Farzin Vasugian here with you at halftime as the Chiefs and Eagles deadlocked at 10. Very interesting first half indeed. Definitely a much different first half compared to what we saw 7 months ago. Very up and down game. And, there's a lot to go over here. Let's just first talk about what we're seeing on the field. Let's talk about the Chiefs offense, because I know that was the one that a lot of people wanted to get into here. You look at Patrick Mahomes, 6 of 11 passing, 51 yards. Does not sound like a pretty stat line at all whatsoever. But when you look into this game more, Patrick Mahomes has 60 yards scrambling. Patrick Mahomes has more yards running than he does passing by 9 yards. Definitely not an ideal type of offense to have. You heard Kevin Burkhardt and Tom Brady say it. It has been a heavily defensive game. Yeah, it has been. You look at Jalen Hurts, he's 12 of 17 for 62 yards. More completions, more attempts, little bit more yardage, but his average per pass completion is much less than Mahomes. So this is a very odd first half for sure. And you saw Kareem Hunt get involved a little bit. He actually is looking pretty good. Pacheco, kind of the opposite. Pacheco had a better yard per carry average last week, and Hunt didn't, where now it's flipped. Hunt's actually kind of doing better, and Pacheco, he's got 2.4 yards per carry, which is obviously not good. But it's really been a quiet game across the board here. And again, Mahomes, the big difference between the two offenses right now is Patrick Mahomes doing it with his feet. Of course, that big fourth down conversion to Travis Kelce, that was massive. I was actually a little surprised the Chiefs went for it, but it's a good thing they did because it did end in a Mahomes touchdown there. Obviously, we talked about Mahomes and what he's been able to do running the football, and that includes a touchdown run, the only touchdown the Chiefs have. Saquon has the other touchdown of the game from the Eagles side, and that's why we are tied at 10. Hollywood Brown had a little bit of a scare there. He was limping. So that has not been a good day for injuries in the NFL, and the Chiefs have been part of that as well. Hollywood Brown exited the game a little bit. Josh Simmons also, but they both came back in. On the defensive side, Mike Dana and Christian Fulton, they are both out. The Fulton experience has certainly been frustrating so far. Defensively, I thought the Chiefs got off to a really good start, but you kind of saw them wear down a little bit. It did turn into a bend, don't break style defense. If there was more time left on the clock at the end of that game, and I think you heard Brady and Burkhardt kind of allude to this, it's they don't really see a reason to go for the tush push. So they just decided, hey, odds of getting a touchdown this late in the half, very unlikely. So just go get the field goal unit out there and call it a half. So that's why we are where we are. When you look at how the Chiefs are doing as a team in terms of total yards allowed, the Eagles have 113 yards of offense. Chiefs 137. Not bad considering the Eagles they've run one more play than the Chiefs. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe they also have had more drives than the Chiefs. If I can find that total drives, yeah. Five drives for the Eagles, 4 for the Chiefs. Chiefs off to another slow start offensively speaking. Third down has been kind of a struggle for both teams. Chiefs 2 of 6, Eagles 2 of 7. The play calling for the Chiefs has certainly been questionable. And I know this debate goes on a lot with the Chiefs. Is it Andy Reid? Is it Matt Nagy? This is also a question when Eric Bieniemy was the offensive coordinator. But, I mean, why are you running up the middle straight into Jalen Hurts, Jalen Carter? Why? Like, who thinks you're winning that battle? Yeah, Robert says no pass rush at all. I mentioned this on Twitter. The Chiefs just cannot get to Hurts in this game. I mean, that front four really needs to step up. And you saw the Chiefs eventually go out there and start blitzing more. And even that's been an issue. You saw there at one point before the half, you saw Leo Chenal playing that spy role. And I know this was talked about all week long because we saw how much the Chiefs struggled letting Justin Herbert get all those yards. And we saw what Jalen Hurts did to the Cowboys last Thursday night. So you knew the Chiefs had to have that spy ready. And Leo Chenal has been doing some of that. And he kind of does the whole thing where he fakes like he's blitzing, but stays in the back a little bit, just kind of waits for the right time to go after Hurts. This Chiefs defense doing a good job of containing Jalen Hurts. I felt like the defense in the first half last year in the Super Bowl, they did well. I mean, the reason the score was 24-0, yeah, 10 of those points per the defense. But then the pick six and then another interception, already setting up the Eagles with fantastic field position like that you cannot put on the defense. I felt like the defense did well enough in last year's first half of the Super Bowl. It was just out of control at that point when they were coming out of the half. It was 24-0. So this is a much different football game. And if you're looking, like if you had to bet right now, how would you bet on this game? Who do you think will win? I have no idea. This is a very, very close matchup. I mean, obviously it's tied right now, but I feel like both teams have very similar issues. The only big difference is I think Mahomes is scrambling more, and that's kind of what saved the Chiefs offense. If it hasn't been for that, then I don't know if the Chiefs would have any points on the scoreboard right now. Yeah, Jay says Mahomes is the team right now. He is carrying us by himself. Yeah, I agree. Mahomes is putting the team on his back. Mahomes is going to have back surgery at the end of the season for putting the team on his back. That's how much this is going to be hurting him. And listen, you all saw the Joe Burrow injury earlier today, and I had conversations with a few of you guys on social media about this. Dude, the reason that Burrow continues to get hurt is because they're not doing him any favor. Like at some point, it's no longer the offensive line's fault. That's your offensive line. You know what you're getting from your offensive line. You got to fix the issues here. And I know Mahomes, I don't necessarily think Mahomes is, dealing with defenders in his face the whole time. But man, some things just really do need to improve. And I'm thinking if you have a better offensive line, it'll certainly help. I understand no Xavier Worthy, no Rashee Rice, no Jalen Royals, who's supposed to provide some depth support for this receiving room. But man, it's the offensive line certainly isn't doing Patrick Mahomes a whole lot of favors. Again, I don't think it's on them. The fact that the Chiefs are kind of slow in this game to start off offensively, both teams are really, but that improvement could sure be used right now. All right, let me see what other comments you guys have. Let me take a quick look at Instagram. Austin says, CC and McDuffie need to blitz and Leo drop back. Who's CC? Shamari Connor. Oh, okay. Had to think about that for a second. Prunty says shouldn't have run up the middle on 3rd and 16. That was a very interesting play call. LMAO, what about you? Says play calling is an issue. Yeah, I agree. Boy, I love the play calling for the Chiefs offense. Said absolutely no one ever. Yeah, Baldy 15. There are a lot of injuries. I saw the Pat Surtain injury. I don't know the extent of it because I've been focused on the Chiefs game, but yeah, that's never good. It's been an injury filled day across the NFL, which is not good. Yeah, one man team. Roger says if that's how the Chiefs are going. By the way, what happened with Kelsey? Because they showed him on the sidelines chucking his helmet, and if you read lips, he goes, "I'm sick of this shit." Dude, he does not look happy. I don't know what's going on. I couldn't tell who it was. A couple of people were saying he was lashing out at Andy Reid. I couldn't really tell, but man, that Chris Jones was even shown at one point on the sidelines, just kind of venting, clearly frustrated. And we saw it last week, Chris Jones and Drew Tranquill, with that exchange there. You're starting to see some frustration on this team. This team needs to chill out and take it down a notch. I get the frustration. I mean, listen, we as fans are frustrated, but these are guys on the field that need to keep it together here, because if your leaders are out there frustrated, I do worry about these types of games and how they could slip away. And I kind of wonder if that would really set a bad tone for the rest of the season, and that would not be a good talking point to have. Mark says, remind me why the Chiefs brought Nadi back and let Pennel go. I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. Listen, I've always given high praise to Brett Veach, but the last couple of weeks, some of his decisions, such as letting Pennel go for Nadi and also not being able to retain Josh Uche, not really good looks on him. It's not. Yeah, I was glad to see Simmons. Yeah, Simmons came back out. Simmons came back and Hollywood came back. Dana and Fulton are the ones who are out. You hate to see Dana get hurt because he's been an important piece on this offense, but that gives an opportunity for Dashan Gelati. We've been talking about him a lot lately. Why is no one trying to sack Hurts? Pass rush up front with that defensive line. That front four is getting nothing. And you hear it on the broadcast. Every time you see a quarterback with all that time in the pocket, the announcers will say it. Oh, the protection. Yeah. Great protection. And I don't know how much of that is really great protection or how much of that is bad pass rush. But boy, the Chiefs, their four-man pass rush is getting nothing. It is going nowhere. Yeah, the Chiefs really got away with that pass interference on Noel Williams. I think it was against Devontae Smith. He seriously was not. No, I thought that was pass interference. Like if that was Kelsey getting interfered, I'd be shouting at the TV for a call. I wonder if Pacheco is still hurting from his surgery. I don't know. Maybe he's certainly not the same he was in his first 2 years in 22 and 23. Ortega, appreciate you from Mexico. Yeah, that's my concern, Brenda. I mean, if the frustrations from the leaders, and listen, leaders kind of have earned that right to do that kind of thing. But when you're seeing it second week in a row, last week it was Chris Jones with Drew Tranquil. This week you're seeing Travis Kelce and Chris Jones. That's a concern. No, listen, people keep saying about Tyreek Hill. First of all, if Miami's really going to trade Tyreek Hill to Kansas City, they're going to ask for Trent McDuffie. And I don't think the Chiefs are ready to make that sacrifice to get Tyreek Hill back. No way. Yeah, I do agree. I think the Eagles will spy on Mahomes for sure this half. If we're talking about second half adjustments, boy, I think if you're the Chiefs, you've got to consider blitzing more because that defensive front is not getting it done. Offensively, got to protect Patrick Mahomes more. As far as runs go, attack the outside a little more because that really will make a difference. Oh, they're showing Nick Sirianni lashing at the referee over the look at Big Dom protecting him. Okay. All right, guys, the game is back on. I'm out of here. Talk to you guys after the game. We'll be back. We'll have the video link for you guys to call in. We'll have fun. The Chiefs Zone podcast after the game. Enjoy the rest of the second half.